Ooh. So, today I'm gonna be talking about Pi. Pi. So, Pi is this movie from director Darren Aronofsky. I don't know how to pronounce his name. This is my first introduction to his movies, kinda. I've obviously heard of his movies before: Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler, The Fountain, Black Swan, but I've never actually watched any of them yet. I always had Requiem for a Dream on my list, and then finally, after watching Pi, I decided to watch Requiem for a Dream, which I'll talk about in a separate video. Anyways, Pi is a really cool, low budget, high contrast black and white movie that's creepy and intriguing and mathematical and everything. It's about this guy he's a math genius, or is he, who tries to find a pattern in the stock markets first. That's what he first tries to do. He believes that since numbers are everywhere, numbers must define patterns, and patterns are everywhere. So he tries to find a pattern in the numbers of the stock market, and he uses a machine to try to predict the stocks. But then he comes across an interest in trying to use numbers to find God and to find the true name of God. And it's pretty interesting when you think about numbers, how sometimes there are weird things like the Fibonacci sequence, which appears in nature everywhere, like DNA. The Mona Lisa apparently has Fibonacci configuration. You can look it up if you don't know what that is. A Fibonacci sequence is pretty much a sequence of numbers, and these numbers are like found everywhere in nature, and apparently when we see something in nature that has these dimensions with Fibonacci numbers, we find it physically appealing. We like a tree or a person's face with Fibonacci configuration, we would find attractive. Anyways, but so the weirdness in this film stems from how, well, the concept is already weird in a way, but the main weirdness is these strange chase scenes and these hallucinations involving a brain that disappears randomly in places, and the black and white really adds creepiness, eerie kind of feel to it, kind of like Tetsuo, the Iron Man. This actually reminds me a lot in style of Tetsuo, especially with the stylized chase scenes and the black and white. It's another good weird movie, Tetsuo the Iron Man. Anyways, once I really need to free up some space on this phone, I keep on running out of space. So, Pi. Another thing that this movie reminds me a lot of is pattern recognition. The book by William Gibson from Neuromancer fame, and also the concept of pattern recognition. And basically, what the main theme of the book, Pattern Recognition, is that humans recognize patterns in everything, and that's just how we're wired. We tend to find patterns in things, and we tend to describe them with math, which is what Pi is saying. I'm running out of time. I'm gonna stop this. Continue. Anyways, I think the point of the movie and the book Pattern Recognition is that sometimes we look for patterns that aren't there. A lot of the times there are patterns that are there, like the Fibonacci sequence in nature. But sometimes we just look and we look for these patterns and these numbers, and it turns out that pi is just a number, as one character in the movie says. It's a really interesting film, an amazing viewing experience, very well put together with such low budget. I don't think it would be as it would feel as strange and weird and creepy if it was made in color. So I think the high contrast black and white actually did some justice. And I'm looking at some reviews here. Some critics criticize the black and white and the grating, noisy, electronic musical score, which I thought really added to the atmosphere, saying that it's hard to watch with the handheld camera. I think it's claustrophobic, and that's kind of the point. I think if you took that all away and had a big production of the same story, it wouldn't be as spectacular and fun to watch. I don't think it's hard to watch. I think it's fun to watch. The movie also has a very ambiguous ending, where we don't know whether he dreamed the whole thing. He dreamed that he was a mathematician, some think, or what. So yeah, some people do not like ambiguous endings, but I don't understand why in a movie about trying to find the name of God in numbers, we would need a clear ending about what happened, because the movie is about the ambiguity of it all, and trying to find patterns in the movie which may not be there is another great point of the movie. So that's all for today.